It is crazy that the cool thing to do is go to bed now. Or not, maybe it isn't. That's just my algorithm and it's just like, hey, it's aimed
No, I have a
completely
brother.
towards me being a middle-aged man and it's like I'm going.
No, here's the thing. My brother's
Yes.
in his 20s. So
Can
I have,
tell something about your brother?
can I say
Because of
something?
TikTok knowing everything about everyone, I
Yeah.
got recommended your brother's TikTok account and he has his body fat percentage in his bio.
Yeah, he does.
Just a little bit
Yeah,
about
he
who the
does.
real alpha of the Hastings family is.
Oh, we all know. We all know who the real alpha is, and it's me because that guy likes me and I can use his powers. That's the only reason I've maintained my alpha status.
um yeah,
Oh
that
yeah.
reminds me, I'm totally gonna put my body fat percentage in my bio because it is a lot.
Is it really?
Probably.
I did mine when I had surgery, and I was so shocked how little it was. I was like, that's not that high in there. And he was like, why do you I could tell the doctor was like, what do you know that I don't that should be higher? And I was like,
Yeah.
I know that during COVID, sometimes I would take down 2 large pizzas and I'd see how fast I could do it. Slowest time, 45 minutes.
Well, that's the other thing about white men is that we're naturally lumpy. We don't have the good genes to be
Oh,
like
all
all
right.
over the place.
Okay, Nazi scientist. Let's not bring eugenics into
Isn't
this.
that a reverse Nazi scientist?
Not the way you said it, though.
If you carry less weight in your legs, if everyone just had to be naked all the time, like I want,
Yeah,
then we would know more. Anyway, going to bed in your 20s is fucking crazy to me.
it's so crazy to me. And also, like, because he lives it. He's going to the gym all the time. White Claws. This is the other thing is like they're partying, but they're They're partying like our one friend that kept drinking through when he did keto, where he's just like straight vodka in a glass, no ice. And you're like, oh my God, what are you? What are you, a mother-in-law at a wedding going badly doing? You should never straight vodka unless you are stood in front of your own sink looking out of a window thinking, so she left. There is no reason to be drinking straight vodka. I'm going to say that.
My progression of drinks would be regular drink, a man would pour himself. And then as I get drunker, it would be like, and then we're talking a full glass of booze with just like, yeah, there's a bit of ginger ale left. And that's when the opinions would come out.
Oh my God. I remember
not anything weird, just like I can run a basketball team right now. And everyone's like, oh no.
I have a real problem, which is because I was a big fat kid, I can I can eat and drink really fast. But that means occasionally I have drank like a bunch of booze and I'm like, in 5 minutes, it's night time. And at a New Year's Eve party where Dylan was, will remember the story that I'm about to bring up, me and another gentleman polished off a big old bottle of whiskey in the kitchen. And that guy was so drunk, he was dancing in front of the headlights to his Uber, playing a song on his phone. That was one of the last great nights of drinking I ever had. That was such a fun New Year's Eve. We were all on a lot of drugs. We went to a McDonald's at the end of it. And the guy lost his mind that they weren't serving the lunch menu at 5 a.m. on New Year's Day.
Yes. Yeah, he lost it. That was a really fun one. He lost it. And then looked at us for approval. And every single one of us was like, just eat a goddamn McMuffin, dude.
Yeah. Motherfucker, I'm about to fucking throw up in a way that's telling everybody I party. Get me a fucking hash brown and get the fuck out of my way.
That man, by the way, has since been to rehab and is sober now. Congratulations. Much better life. If
is
you
that who
walk
that was?
into a McDonald's,
I have figured that I misremembered who it was.
If you walk into a McDonald's at 5 a.m. demanding McChicken, sober or not, you should be put into rehab.
Yeah.
Honestly, easier if you're addicted to something, because then once you come out of the haze, you'll see. But if you're sober and you fucking try and get a McChicken at 6 a.m., you're done. You're like, that's crazy.
It's in the same way that like people who still, if you're in your 20s and you're like, fuck cats, I get it. But if you're 45 and you're like, fuck cats, it's just like, man, you just haven't opened your mind enough in the last preceding 25 years, bro. Like, I'm not even having this conversation, man. Like, you just learn to accept that not everything needs to give you love, for fuck's sake, all the time. Yeah, fuck you. Like, that's the difference. That's the difference right there.
Yeah, I guess if you don't like cats, you're probably really needy.
Or like, also, like, my mom just doesn't like pets and animals in general. And my mom's the best. She's like, I don't get why they're in the house. They're animals. They should be outside. And then, because the other thing is the people that don't like cats, what they're really saying is exactly that, which is like, can't handle something not loving me all the time. But I'm fine with the people that are like, get out of here. Those are the ones I agree with. It's the ones that are like, it's not exactly like a dog, or it's not like my dad that's gone. Then I'm like, fuck off, bro.
Well, then there's the other ones where it's like, I don't like cats. That makes you gay.
That's my favorite. Oh yeah, that's a real my hometown of Ottawa dad sentence. You know what I mean? Like still like,
yeah, your inbred golden retriever isn't gonna help you hunt, but a cat that I literally has had fucking walked into. This happened midnight. Walks into the house with a live bunny in its mouth who's bleeding, and then the bunny's playing dead and looking at me like, is this thing gonna kill me or whatever? And then I try and communicate with the bunny like, no, we're both want the same thing. And my cat was like, kill it. I did this for you. Kill it. Oh. And then you know, just my wife's freaking out, but trying to do it quietly, so our kid doesn't have to learn about death in the craziest way possible. Got the bunny out of the house. Fine. It was a surface wound on the neck. Otherwise, I was like, I'm gonna have to kill this bunny with a fucking shovel.
Yeah, that's where I thought the story was
like, all right, well, I got a shovel. I'll just cut its head off, and then I'll make some stew because Daddy doesn't waste any meat.
This is the thing with becoming a father, which is you can see a woman blossom into a mother in that they're like, I now understand that like all humanity has a purpose. I am both a shining light and also drawn towards a shining light. And a dad is just like, I got shit under my nails. Let me kill this fucking thing with a shovel. Because it's the shovel is what makes it the most dad maneuver. Because you can literally just and then just start digging a new little area to grow some tomatoes. That's you gotta
do one shot. Right? You gotta one shot kill it. Which I have a lot of faith that I could one shot kill it. Because I also like in previous places, a lot of the places obviously I've lived, I was a stand-up comedian, had mice, and people for some reason wanted the fucking glue traps, which if you guys
go fuck yourself. Anyway, the most inhumane, like I hate
crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want them to suffer for 1 second. I want them to be frozen to the ground, living in fear until a boot comes.
Their own fucking legs. That's what they anyway. And then you have to go find them on a wall. Anyway, I killed a bunch with a golf club.
Yeah. No, I understand.
Just like goo, and people were like, "Oh, don't do it in the house." And I'm like, "You bought the glue traps. Now you have to watch me." I was like 23, and my theory is, if you're someone out there and you're scared of something, just look at the ground, say, "God damn it," and then you're fine.
Here's
all you gotta do is the old Scottish guy, like, Jesus Christ, take the Lord's name in vain in some way, and then that. Through his praise and his love, he will help you kill a mouse with a golf club in the middle of the day while you're drunk.
Do you remember?
You gotta be drunk too.
Do you remember? Oh, of course. You remember when Canadian dads would say, "Jesus H. Murphy"?
I got the full version of it, which was my grandfather just going, "Jesus Christ, son of a bitch!" Like it was.
Yeah.
Like fuck shit. Any swearing like that, I thought was insane. But like just going outside, God damn it.
That's the thing. That was a real. I fought in World War II. They would never say fuck, but they would. Jesus Christ. I remember there was a bunch of burglaries.
It's like the guy in The Wire. But the longer Jesus takes, is the more angry they are. Jesus Christ. That we're like, oh fuck, someone got shot. Continue. Sorry.
I remember there was like a bunch of thieves ran through I have this memory. So it was a bunch of thieves chased by the police, like ran through my.
Did they have leotards on?
No, they're all in black. And I remember one of them literally looked like out of Central Casting in like full like black jeans with like stubble and sunglasses ran. So basically like there was a side yard to my grandparents' house. And then it was right onto a park. So there's a park right there. And there were a bunch of guys like ran out of the park. They'd like broken into a house and cars like off the park on the other side being chased by the police. And they ran through the side yard where like my whole family's having like an afternoon summer meal. No one said anything until one of them trampled on my grandmother's tomatoes and my grandfather. I'll never forget. Jesus Lord, what are you thinking? I always just remember the Lord. Thinking? The Lord, and this is a
Give your head a shake.
Yeah, this is exactly like it was not even the like I'm fine. Listen, we've all been hungry sometimes, and you have to smash a window, but you watch where you're trampling. You don't trample on a woman's tomatoes. Like it's just there's something about fighting.
My goddamn hydrangeas. Everyone, I don't know what a hydrangea is, but I've heard the word.
Pardon me, scofflaw. I think you'll notice that your black leather boots are on my wife's blueberries. Now she wakes up, goddamn, pardon my language, early in the morning to get me those blueberries so that I have something for my oatmeal. I've got a lot of internal problems because I will not address any of my medical ailments. Step onto the soil. Bear in mind,
try to smoke them out. Blueberries and smoke it out. That's what I do.
Here's the thing that I think about with my grandfather. We both talk about how speaking of real men, this is my grandfather who's a real man. He has 2 strokes, blamed one of the strokes on. What did he blame one of the strokes on?
Homosexuals.
My mom moved the car. I wouldn't have had that stroke if you hadn't moved the car. My mom, by the way, this is who my mom is, and I respect her so much, went, that's not true, and I'm going to get a doctor. And went and got a doctor and was like, tell my father how he got a stroke. And he was like, Mr. McNeish, we've been through this. The stroke was probably caused by the fact that
your daughter thoughtlessly moved a car.
Yeah, it was your idiot daughter, and I use those terms very loosely, moved your car.
I'm sorry, and this is official reported, isn't it? That dumb bitch you raised moved your car.
Let me see if I got this is, and I'm going to be speaking in medical terms, ma'am, so I assume I may lose you. It was caused by one of those shitheads that sit to pee doing one of those shitty things they do.
They do bad.
Bear in mind, this was his rehab. He was told, like, okay, you're going to need to exercise, do all that sort of stuff. And I remember this. He went, I walked to the end of the driveway with my grandson sometimes. And by the way, that I was like, I was a kid. I remember we would do this, and he would get me to walk to the end of the driveway. And he went, there, we did it. And then we get in the car and we drive around. By the way, this is that guy. We still don't know why he stopped driving. He just came back one day with a real weird look on his face and just went, sell the car. And to this day, I don't know what he did, but I wonder.